Right, hello again. Today we're going to tie this when all else fails, the way I tie it. It's a great little pattern. There's not a lot to it. It's quick to tie, easy to tie. A lot of the when all else fails flies are on a straight shanked hook, and instead of this crystal flash on the top, they have white deer hair, and they work really well. But personally, I've had more success putting these on a curved shanked hook and putting crystal flash on the top. And I mean, sometimes I trim this down till it's virtually nothing. But this is how I start. And then on the day, I can always adjust. Size 14, size 12s are the ones that I have most successes on. And we'll get this done. So let's just, take that out the vise. And then in the vise, we're going to put a size 12 curve shank style hook. I do like these curve shank style hooks. I do find they hook fish really well. So let's just lock that up in the vise. Thread is just a clear monofilament thread. And what I do, because I don't want to put any wax on that thread, because I don't want to discolour it, I'm just going to put a little bit of varnish on the shank, and then I'm going to come in with this clear thread to start the fly. Literally 2 materials in this, or if you want to include the thread, then 3, but it's literally just thread, lead, and the crystal flash. So I'm going to start a little ways back from the eye, and in nice, neat, touching turns, I'm just going to come down and make a nice base of thread. And I'm going to come around the corner a bit, round the bend, if you know what I mean. Break the waste off or snip it off, because that didn't go that great, did it? So I'm going to come down a little bit further, and then I'm going to tie in lead. This is just lead wire. It's 0.40 lead wire, and I'm going to catch that on my side, and I'm going to run up. You don't have to be too neat, just make sure it's tied in. Run it all the way up to where we started, and then I'm going to come round with this lead. Now you have to be careful with this because it is weak and you can snap this lead easily, but just nice, neat, touching turns. We're going to coat the whole of this shank. If you get a bit that doesn't seem to want to butt up against the next, then do your best with your nail to butt it up, but don't be too, don't be too fussy, because I've found that the fish don't care. So we're going to come up with this lead all the way. Oh, come on. All the way to the hook eye, pretty much. Now I'm just using my other hand there just to try and help, because I'm the bit of lead wire I took off is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So we're going to come all the way up. I'm just going to use my dubbing needle to try and push those coils up. All the way up, all the way up. And then when you get to the eye, this little bit of lead wire has got a bit short. When you get to the eye, we're just going to catch it off, just like that. There we go. And then I'm going to run my thread all the way down to the back of the lead, and then I'm just going to run it all the way up and just kind of help to tie that lead in. Now I'm going to come back, I don't know, 4 mil from the eye, something like that. And I have 3 strands of pearl crystal flash. You can use silver crystal flash. I've just always used pearl and it's always done me all right. And all I'm going to do with this is fold it in half, and then I'm folding it in half again, and then I'm folding it, in half again. So I've basically just screwed it all up into a big, looks like a big mess, but it will all become clear. So now I've sort of taken those 3 strands and folded them and folded them and folded them. We're going to pop it right on the hook. I'm going to come round with a turn of the thread. Now I'm just going to lift and make sure it's bang on top, bang where I want it, which it is. I'm going to do a few turns to lock it in, and then I'm going to do 1 turn like I'm posting a parachute post, so round the base, and then I'm going to come down with the thread and I'm just going to whip finish. So let's just do a good whip finish, tighten it all up, trim. Essentially that is the fly tied, and now I normally come round to the back of where the lead is and just snip and just have a look. A little bit too long, and you can kind of just trim this till you think it looks how you want it to. I tend to err on the side of long because I can always literally just trim that shorter on the day. So, but I normally just end up with it being the same kind of length. I know what kind of length. That's about good for me. So that's that. And the only other thing I do to this is take my varnish and just coat the lead with varnish. So I'm going to move the crystal flash out the way. Just move it out the way so I can get my brush in and just coat all the lead and all the thread wraps with the varnish. And if I've got a funny little lump of, there we go. Right, make sure that varnish is all in. Make sure it all looks all right. It's a very, very quick, very, very simple fly to tie, but this thing can be deadly. Hence why they named it the When All Else Fails. Anyway, I thought I'd do that one today because it's Christmas Eve and it's nice and sparkly, so, you know, it wouldn't go amiss thrown on a Christmas tree, would it? Hope you enjoyed watching that. Give this one a go, and if you've never fished with a When All Else Fails, just literally flick it in front of fish and most of the time they will grab it. So thanks for watching again. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.